Do you think your family tree connects back to the Mayflower? Genealogists estimate that as many as 35 million people alive today are related to the Pilgrims. In today's video, I'll show you a trick on how to use some incredible records on Ancestry called the Mayflower Society applications to help you trace your ancestors back to the Mayflower. These applications are a shortcut to discovering if your ancestors connect to those famous passengers of 1620. Hi, my name is Michelle, and I've been exploring my husband's fascinating family history. His mother, whose maiden name is Gardner, once told me that her family settled in the New England area of this country long before the Revolutionary War and founded Gardner Island in New York. This information intrigued me because, as a family historian, I immediately thought, oh my word, my husband is probably a descendant of a Mayflower passenger. With that information, I started doing some research. And if you're curious about your own family's link to the Mayflower, you're in the right place. But before diving into Mayflower records, you will need to build the basics of your family tree. Start with what you know: parents, grandparents, great-grandparents. Always work backward, one generation at a time. Add names, dates, and places into your ancestry tree so you have a clear path to search. Now let's find those Mayflower Society applications on Ancestry. These are digitized membership applications from people who applied to join the General Society of Mayflower Descendants. Okay, first, go up to the Search drop-down box. Go to the card catalog. And in the title, type in Mayflower. And then go to the Pennsylvania U.S. Society of Mayflower Descendant applications. Think about which ancestor in your tree might connect to a Mayflower line. Often, Mayflower descendants in later generations still lived in New England, and the families may have stayed in America for centuries. If you traced a branch of your family tree back to the 1700s or 1800s in New England, that's a good place to start. In the Ancestry Collections search, enter the name of a potential ancestor, born before the year 1900, since these applications cover earlier generations. You can also try just a surname or include a location to narrow results. For example, if your grandmother's maiden name was Bradford and her family was from Massachusetts, try searching that name. You might discover an application where a descendant of Governor William Bradford, who was a Mayflower passenger, mentions someone from your family. When viewing search results, look at the snippets and details. Ancestry's index will often show the Mayflower passenger's name and the applicant's name. If you spot a familiar surname or first name in the right place and era, click to open that record. Don't be discouraged if you don't hit a match on the first try. You may need to search variant spellings or try different family lines. If you do spot a name that matches someone in your own family tree, that's a potential connection. Write it down or save the image to your tree. Each application is a lineage statement. It lists every generation between the Mayflower passenger and the applicant, along with dates and places of birth, marriage, and death. Think of it as a research roadmap made by someone else, but always, always check their sources. Even though these applications are detailed, don't just copy them. Use them as a guide. Go find the actual records, births, marriages, wills, all on Ancestry or FamilySearch. This will confirm that the line is accurate. If you keep verifying, you may build a solid case for your own Mayflower ancestry. And Ancestry is not the only place to find resources. For example, FamilySearch has a free Mayflower database with verified lineages. The silver books are the official genealogies published by the Mayflower Society. These books cover the Mayflower families through 5 generations. The AmericanAncestors.org site has thousands of membership applications covering 1620 to 1920. A subscription is required, but it's free if you're a Mayflower Society member. If you do discover a Mayflower connection with an ancestor and are interested in it further, consider reaching out to the General Society of Mayflower Descendants or a local state chapter. Their websites have genealogy tips and tools specifically for Mayflower research and volunteers and historians who can answer questions. They even offer a Mayflower lineage match service that, for a fee, will compare your proposed lineage with their records and tell you if it matches an existing approved line. While you may not need that service if you've done the work with resources above, it's nice to know there's expert help available. When I felt I was ready to talk to the Mayflower Society about my husband's ancestors, I connected with a gal from the local state chapter here in South Dakota. She reviewed my research and told me that I already had a verified line in my research and that I only needed to connect that verified line to my husband, which is now only 4 generations away. Even without signing up for anything, the Society's published articles and webinars can provide insight into common pitfalls and advanced techniques for colonial genealogy. Engaging with a community of researchers on forums or Facebook groups for Mayflower descendants can also be motivating and insightful as you continue your journey. Finding a Mayflower ancestor is exciting, but the real treasure is learning your family's unique story. Start small, follow the records, and enjoy the journey. If you found this helpful, give this video a like, subscribe for more genealogy tutorials, and let me know in the comments if you think you might descend from a Mayflower passenger. Thanks for watching, good luck with your research, and I'll see you in the next one.